This man right there, he basically motivated us to start the dynasty, man. Thank you, Coach.
You got it. Got you that Heisman, too. I got you that Heisman.
Yeah, you got me that, too, man. Appreciate you.
Light it.
The Triple Option is brought to you by Wendy's. Wake up with Wendy's 2 for $3 breakfast. Mark Ingram II, Deuce, Hall of Fame to be. We're like the countdown is on for your College Football Hall of Fame induction, Coach, coming up in December in Vegas. He's Urban Meyer. I'm Rob Stone. Welcome to another edition of the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. This week on the show, we're going to start with the Brian Kelly bombshell, but also Alabama's head coach Kalen DeBoer joins the show. Texas A&M's Tackling Dummy Arts and Crafts project is discussed, and who really are the top 3 teams in the nation. I'm going to tell you right now, the AP poll, it's close, but it doesn't have it quite right. As always, love that you're joining us, whether it's in your ears or with your eyeballs. Please rate, subscribe over at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is you find your podcasts. We are on social media. We are at 3X Option Show. New episodes coming your way every single Wednesday on YouTube or wherever it is that you find your podcasts. Don't forget, we love this. Leave those questions, leave those comments for a chance to have them answered and played back in the show. And before we get too deep into the program, want to let everybody know we're hitting the road this week, guys. Thursday, Urban Meyer's Pint House in beautiful downtown Dublin, Ohio, October 30th. We're live. We're doing a live show, 7 Eastern from the Pint House. Bonus, if you come dressed as Urban Meyer, Ryan Day, James Franklin, or Connor Stallions, I'm throwing another one in. If you come dressed as Jim Harbaugh, that takes some real guts. You can win a bonus prize. Throwing that out there.
I hope they market this, Mark, because this will be hilarious. If
Connor Stallions.
If they get this out, because obviously we know Columbus well, this will be ridiculous. We'll have a ball with it.
Again, come dressed as Coach Meyer. What do you think you would come dressed as Coach Meyer in? Like probably a golf shirt, or maybe it's that old kind of the pullover quarter zip.
Pullover gray. That's
khaki shorts, some nice comfortable walking shoes.
Ryan Day's easy. Just make sure everything's really dark up top and on the face. James Franklin, another easy one, and then Connor Stallions. Have fun with that. Free prizes if you come dressed like that.
What if he shows up? Does he get a prize if he actually shows up?
Connor Stallions?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be filming the show because you can watch it live on YouTube, X, and Facebook at 3X Option Show. Yeah. So live show, 7 p.m. this Thursday, Urban Meyer's Pine House in Dublin, Ohio. Hope to have you here, but time to talk about college football. And we're going to start with on any given Saturday. I think we should change it to on any given Sunday. A head coach can be fired. Again, a high-profile head coach gets the axe. So Saturday, Brian Kelly saw his LSU Tigers fall at home to his former defensive coordinator, Mike Elko's Texas A&M Aggies, 24-point home loss. Things had been building for a while, obviously, but that was their 3rd loss in their last 4 games. They sit at 5-3. 2-3 in conference play and out of the rankings. Sunday, Coach Kelly given his walking papers. Done, not even through 4 years at LSU. 34-14 overall. His athletic director, Scott Woodward, saying, quote, "We had high hopes he would lead us to multiple SEC and national championships." He did neither of that.
Multiple.
So
does multiple mean more than one?
It does mean more than one.
I don't know that. I just
Yep. That means
multiple.
Yes, please. Multiple SEC and national titles. Wow. None of that was achieved. The buyout, as of now, still being discussed. It's in that $53 million buyout range. So, I mean, think about it. Penn State, Florida,
I'm telling you, Rob.
LSU. We don't have money. You're gone.
They ain't gonna deal with it, Stone.
Figure it out.
They're gonna find that money.
Man, there's so much to get into. Coach, I'll let you bat lead off. What's going through you right now, and what happened when you heard that Brian Kelly was fired at LSU?
Well, first of all, in this great country, you have a right to hire and fire people as you wish. You got to pay the consequences, and obviously, when you start talking about fiscal responsibility to whoever, is it taxpayers or is it students paying? What is this? And I have some insight into this now. So I want to start with that, Mark. You have a right to do whatever you want to do. And right now, Brian Kelly walking away with, he won't walk away, after taxes and all this stuff, he's probably walking away with $30 million. Cashish, that's
cash in your hand.
That's so once again there, but I think it's fairly alarming. This is the way it happened, the way it went down, where the governor of the state of Louisiana was involved. And once again, I don't know if you can credit the writer and all that later, Rob, but if this really took place in the governor's mansion, and if the governor and other non-football people are making the decision as a coach, that's an alarm. The alarm just went off, saying, "Wait a minute, really? Did that really happen?" First of all, because we don't know that until it comes out. But I did make a call to a very strong Republican, a strong friend of mine I've known for quite a while. And he is knee deep in New Orleans and the state of Louisiana. And he said it absolutely happened. And I kind of said, why would he are the streets safe in New Orleans? Is the, infrastructure set? Is the government budget? Are they as a government being, I imagine there's a lot of things on his plate. And now it's hiring and firing coaches at their state institution. So that was, and I don't know the governor. They say, this person loves the guy. The governor's name is Jeff Landry. And I hate to speculate, but in case that did happen to me, that changes the game. If you're now going to interview for the head coaching position at LSU, do you meet with the governor? Is that what, because normally I've done it several times. You meet with the board of trustees, obviously the athletic director, the president, the academic rep for the university, and you kind of give them your plan, and then they make a decision to hire you, and then they hold you to that plan. And so the world that I grew up in, whenever you make a decision, you're held accountable for that decision. So Mark, here's the question for you. If this did, and once again, if the governor had a hand in firing the head football coach of an SEC school that won 70% of his games, went 10-3, 10-4, 9-4, and 5-3, and he did, does he get fired if the next hire doesn't work out? I mean, is that
the governor?
Or if they're big money people, I don't know how you do that. Once again, this is not a power structure or hierarchy that I'm used to in universities. Usually it goes president, athletic director, board of trustees, president, athletic director, then the coaching staff.
So you're telling me the governor fired this man, or he was just in the room when it was discussed?
According to Ross Dellinger at Yahoo Sports, that the decision was made inside the governor's mansion. And again,
so he was just hosting this meeting.
Well, no, he was busy tweeting some things on Saturday after the loss as
this
well.
Is what you have
what
to
did
understand.
He tweet, Mark? Rob? I missed that.
This is the quote from Governor Jeff Landry. This is what he posted. I think LSU sports and the LSU Board of Supervisors need to rethink their actions to raise ticket prices for next year after tonight's showing, saying not good enough. Why are we going to make our customers pay more for that?
Wow.
How about that? Hey, man, it's just different. It's just different in the SEC.
Hey, it just means more.
Involved.
It just means more.
Man.
What y'all have to understand, man, is LSU, Coach, the SEC programs, just these big programs, these blue bloods, they are a fabric. They are the DNA of not only Baton Rouge, but the entire state.
Yeah.
I played in New Orleans. The Saints are the heartbeat of the city. So now you go LSU. That's the heartbeat of the state, really. They love them some LSU. So the governor definitely has get some backlash for what's been going on the past 4 years. He's had, like you said, Coach, he went 10-4, 9-4, 10-3, but those 4-3 losses are against teams that you can't lose to and keep a job in the SEC.
Right. Hey, Mark, do you think if the head coach was doing well, the governor would get involved? He's like, no. I'm not going to risk those votes by pissing off those people who are happy with the coach, but they're not happy with Brian Kelly. Woo, my approval rate. Woo, Lord, my approval rating just went up. Lord.
Governor,
I'm going to run for state super senator, governor.
Governor, my supporters is questioning me, and I don't got nothing to do with what's going on over there. So we need to reevaluate this right now. I'm gonna host a meeting and we gonna get this together right now.
Again,
So,
it's a unique situation, right? There's an interim president at LSU. The governor helps getting people on the board for the university, so his hands are in it. It is a state institution, obviously, as well. But you're right, Coach. Something about the fact that it happened inside the governor's mansion feels different, right?
Well, I coached. I was hired at 2 of the Blue Bloods. I was hired at Florida, and I was hired at Ohio State. And I certainly met with the president. I never met with the governor.
How fast did you meet with the governors of those 2 states?
I never. I became Florida.
There we go.
No, Florida. I was
look,
not.
I got it for us right here,
Florida?
Coach. I got it for us right here with your boy Landry. Landry has significant influence over the university's highest decision-making group, the 14-member LSU Board of Supervisors. Landry has appointed 6 of them, and he's due to appoint 4 more next year when their terms expire. In the absence of the president, which you said, Stoner, the governor has grabbed authority over key decisions, especially those that cost the price of a small island.
Small island.
Listen, so your boy got his hands all in there. He got his fingerprints all on there right now. So he had to host the gathering.
There's part of me that thinks that's amazing and awesome that a governor cares that much about the sport and the university. But to your point, Coach, I think is a governor really qualified to understand the hiring and a firing of an athletic coach?
I did my homework before this call or for this podcast, and I made 2 calls, and one guy didn't know much about it. The other guy's knee deep in this. And first of all, they say this governor is hands-on. He's great. I never met the governor. So, but as a person that's gone through the circuit and how you deal with it, and I have very strong opinions about non-football people making football decisions. There's a lot of reasons why the Southwest Conference and the Pac-12 are gone. They're gone. There's a reason why Nebraska's in the Big Ten. There's a reason why Arkansas made a decision to go to the SEC. There's a reason why Texas and Texas A&M didn't play for a while. Those weren't football people. Those weren't a football person will never say that's a good idea. When you understand recruiting and the complexities of the game. And recruiting, and I just wrote down, so discipline, off-season recruiting strategy, class attendance policy, coordinator hires, are those all going to run through the governor now? And people will say, well, of course not. Well, then how are you making decisions?
So who's supposed to make these decisions then? Right?
The ADs, obviously, and the AD, I understand, was the guy that also, he's an aggressive guy now. He's the one
he
that
hired
paid
Jimbo
out
at Texas A&M, right? Did he hire Jimbo or did he fire Jimbo? He was at Texas A&M.
I think the one thing here is, like, when it comes to Brian Kelly, they always thought it was an awkward fit in Louisiana, an awkward fit to be in the Deep South, awkward fit to be in Baton Rouge. And so when the results aren't producing, when you had the expectation to win multiple SEC titles and multiple national titles, and you're getting Nathan, then you have the wrong fit. Then you have this NIL and this money and all these things. All these different things, they're like, no, it's time to make a decision because we're going backwards here. So I think at the end of the day, the misfit, the not going to the SEC title, not going to national titles, not going to the playoff, all that stuff had a decision, man. And like we said, Coach, these programs that we know that like to win, have an expectation to win, they're not going to sit back and deal with it for too much longer. Like we said that we thought
and
that
they have a right. They have a right. That's their business.
They're not going to do it. Like, they're going to find the money, but I don't know who you going to hire now. So
right. Before we go to who you hire now, I love the fit comment, Mark, because it's spot on. And the 3 of us have talked about this over the last year plus on the triple option. To me, as an outsider, and I don't know Brian Kelly, I've never lived in Louisiana, but it never seemed like a right fit. And I'm not saying people can't adjust and can't be embraced and they can't embrace that culture. But, this is a guy born in Massachusetts, right? Went to school in Massachusetts. His coaching lineage, started Division II at Grand Valley State, which is in Michigan. And then he goes to Central Michigan. Then he goes to Cincinnati, and then 11 years at Notre Dame, right? That is all yelling, screaming, preaching. I'm this
Midwest
type of guy. I'm this type of guy. I'm not saying guys can't change, gals can't change.
Well, you got
right?
Saban and Meyer did it down in the SEC. And
understood, Coach. Right. So there are outliers, but But
Right.
I know LSU,
I get
and Mark,
it, I
you've
get
lived
it.
there. Like, Louisiana's different now. Louisiana's a little bit different. So
You was a different cat. You feel
You're a
me? Went to
different cat.
Florida. Say was a different cat when he went to LSU and he went to Bama. Like, you got to be one of one to be able to go down there and make it shake. You know what I mean, Coach?
So there's that part of the fit, right? That part of the fit never felt right, but I said, open mind, let's think about it. But remember what he did at the basketball game when he took the microphone and he found this Louisiana drawl out of nowhere. And right away, as an outsider who's got no skin in this game, I'm going fraud. That sounds like a fraud. Why are you trying to cater to these people? That all you're doing right now is telling them you don't belong and you're an outsider, right? So I didn't like that. The next part, remember those 360 pictures where he's standing on that platform and the thing rose?
When he's with the recruit?
Correct.
Oh, man. Oh,
right?
gosh.
That boy did this, look.
Fraud, right? Like, Urban, you're not doing that. Nick Saban is not doing that. Legends are not doing that. That, again, I'm like, oh, this is starting to smell bad. Like, these things are,
Rob, that boy hit the...
Right? It didn't add up. Do you remember this season, a couple weeks, we were talking about it. He called out the reporters. You're spoiled. You're spoiled, right? Talk about this. And then he had to backtrack it and apologize. I don't think Brian Kelly has done anything to make LSU Nation better. Are they better on the football field since he took over? No. Has he done well? Yes. 10-4, 10-3, 9-4,
and some schools will love that, but not 100%. That school. Some
100%,
schools love
but
that,
not
but not
that school.
Yep.
Not that school. That's tied for second in the West. That's tied for fourth in the SEC. That's not good enough, right? Your winning percentage is 71%. That's damn good. I get it.
All right, let's hold.
That's not.
All right, pump the brakes now.
Can I throw one more thing out there, Coach, and then I'll give the brakes to you, right?
Okay.
But has he made football at LSU better? I would say no. Has he built up that fan base? Has that fan base been filled with pride and like, we believe in you, Coach Kelly? I don't believe so. Has he created new fans down in LSU with his actions? I don't think so. I think LSU was absolutely forced to make this really heavy, challenging financial decision. And I think it all started day one because it wasn't a good fit.
And I have two comments. I worked for Jeremy Foley of Florida, and I worked at Gene Smith, Chris Hill at Utah, and Paul Krebs at Bowling Green. But at the top spots, it was Jeremy Foley, and I worked for Jeremy Foley. There was zero confusion. There was no, I wasn't meeting with board. I wasn't. And so you as a head coach, you are in a battle together with this athletic director. When you start getting other hands in there, I would be very, if LSU was something I was looking at, I'd be like, wait a minute, now let's review this again. How did this happen? And exactly what is my job description? You said multiple national championships. What, in 4 years, 5 years?
Not
once
even
again, I'm not a
three and
math
change.
major, but that's what?
Yeah.
Multiple national
and the problem,
championships.
Saban, Les Miles, Coach Ogeron, they all won natties in their first, X years on the gig. So a precedent had been set.
I know.
There's unrealistic expectations at these schools, but yeah, man.
All right, let me throw this, Mark, because you lived in New Orleans and obviously played in the SEC. I coached in the SEC. What kind of job is LSU? Is it a top three?
LSU is a top job in the country.
Rank them. Let's go. Where is it?
Well,
Bama, Florida, LSU,
Where's the SEC?
Georgia.
In the SEC? In the SEC, you got Texas, you got Georgia, you got Bama.
You're going in order now.
Huh? No.
Okay.
I mean,
are these in order?
I'm just saying jobs that are probably
is
better than LSU's.
I think
Florida.
Florida. Yeah, I'm tripping. I was going down.
What A&M?
Yeah. Now A&M's up there with facilities and what they're doing.
Yep. And
right,
the money.
You just named 5 programs.
Oklahoma? Probably not, but close.
But we just named 5 programs that, for some people, are above the LSU job.
Yeah.
Now you're saying you're the 6th best job at best, maybe in the conference.
I don't know if that is, man.
That sounds crazy, doesn't it?
LSU is a premier program and a premier destination. They're a hotbed for talent, and they got the support. Like, when I tell you that they're the fabric and the DNA of that state, man, I went to play for the Saints, bro, and they hated me. The Saints fans hated me because I came from Alabama. So, I had to earn their love and earn the respect of the Who Dat Nation because I played for the Bama. You feel me? So, the DNA and the fabric of LSU is there. The support, the
which is
history,
great.
the program. LSU is one of the premier programs in the country.
All these elite openings, Coach, at least on the outside, there hasn't been talk. There hasn't been like, oh, this guy's going here, this is doing there. I felt like prior to Sunday, we needed the chips to fall in Gainesville and State College, and now there's a third chip, Baton Rouge, right? Like the whole coaching, all these insane openings, nothing is happening. There's like gridlock because nobody can do anything until maybe Lane makes that decision of what he wants to do.
Right.
And there's word on the street in Tallahassee now too. I mean,
listen, there are some big ass jobs open right now.
At one time. When's
the last time we've had this many premier programs with openings for a head coaching job? This is crazy.
It is insane. It's insane.
All because of NIL. It's all because of win. It's because of bottom line. It wasn't always bottom line, coach.
And it's because of governors that love football. Governors that love football.
And he played high school football.
Yeah.
So that makes.
So yeah, I mean he's of course he's qualified then, high school football. Like that makes coaches. The coaching fraternity right now, Mark, is losing their mind. I cannot wait to talk to Kalen DeBoer.
They're gonna be sitting in the Bahamas or Cancun cashing checks.
On their private islands. On their
private islands.
They're now getting paid the money that can buy a private island. All right, time to transition to the Deuce Dog of the Week. Mark's.
You know what time it is. Time for the Deuce Dog of the Week.
Hey, you got a good one this week. We're stepping out of our comfort zone.
Shout out to my boy Dave Coelho. You know what I mean? No, but
Dave was doing the park, wasn't he? I forgot about that.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, man, listen to this, man.
Fox Sports.
Coach,
That's
man,
awesome.
listen to me, dog. I know you over there. You know how I know how you get, but listen to the Dog of the Week. You're gonna listen to the Dog of the Week because we got your boy Drew Mestermaker. I'm going to the group of 6, Coach.
Let's go.
I know Marcel Reed ball, but I'm going to the group of 6. Drew Mestermaker, North Texas for Charlotte. 37 to 49 passes, 608 yards, Coach. 4 TDs.
600?
Hey, 600. We talking college. We talking D1. Most passing yards by any FBS player this season is 16 most all-time in FBS. North Texas is 7-1 overall, 3-1 in the AAC. Possible group of 6 bid. So you got the group of 6 making noise, and your boy Drew Mestermaker throwing for 600. 600 of them things. And that's the Deuce Dog of the Week, Drew Mestermaker in the flesh. Yes, sir. We went group of 6. We show everybody love. If you ball, you going to get the call from the Deuce Dog of the
If you ball, you get the call. That was the fresh take of the week presented by Wendy's.
Wake Up
with Wendy's breakfast.
Locked in. 600.
Right. 600.
And
all
if
right,
you
time
ball,
now.
you get the call.
Time now for Sound
Shout out
Off.
Prime
And
Time.
apparently, we're not done with Coach Kelly yet. So last week, remember on the triple option, we had Texas A&M QB Marcel Reed. He obviously took care of business against LSU in Baton Rouge. What he didn't mention in our interview with us is that this was a bit of a revenge game for his strength coach, Tommy Moffitt, who Brian Kelly fired when he arrived in Baton Rouge. So here's how A&M practiced ahead of LSU and Brian Kelly.
I mean, yeah, Moffitt got some Gatorade poured on him at the end of the game by the O-line, for sure. But yeah, Moffitt, wanted this game just as bad as anyone else. And, I remember Thursday he kind of brought in a tackling dummy with Brian Kelly's face on it. We all just started kicking and stomping and stuff like that. But, yeah, this one was an important one to him. And they kind of told us the story of the night before we even got here, just kind of kicking them in the butt, and the crowd will start to empty out towards the third and fourth quarter. And, they did. Our crowd started to go over there and kind of take over their student section and try to make all the noise at the end of the game. So, I mean, it was really cool.
Don't mess with those strength coaches, man. Do not cross the strength
by the
coach.
way, he's a legend in the profession. I remember when that happened, and extremely well thought of. And you know how valuable those guys.
Yes.
I had Mickey Marotti for years, and he was always the number 2. But I give credit to Elko, the coach Elko at A&M, and you're always looking for an edge. That's a hell of an edge when you're play. How many people will play for the strength coach? All of them. All
Your
of them.
strength coach spends more
That's
time
your
with you
dude,
than
man.
even your position coach, even your head
Yep.
coach. Your strength coach is the DNA, the fabric. I keep
That's
saying
good
DNA
for them.
fabric because that's the crucial stuff. Your strength coach finds a way to motivate your players, finds a way to get them ready to play every single week, and he did his thing. Shout out to the A&M Aggies because they went out there and they balled. You know what I mean?
Hey, when governors start firing strength coaches, then we're in real big trouble.
That's done. You can't do that.
Hey,
Governor
oh
fired
my
a coach.
goodness.
Wow.
Coming up next on the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Mark, give me that smile. You know who's coming on the show next? Your head coach, Kalen DeBoer. And he don't give a what about
He don't
who?
give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby. Roll damn Tide.
Light it.
Breakfast might be the most important choice you make all day. That's because with Wendy's 2 for $3 breakfast, you can mix and match your very own perfect pairing of our delicious morning favorites. With this breakfast deal, the choice is all yours, not someone else's, Mark.
And isn't that how it should be? It's your breakfast after all, not Martha's. She could pick up her own breakfast.
Get your own breakfast, Martha.
This one's all you, Stoner, no matter what you choose. From our sausage biscuit with that grilled breakfast sausage or the egg and cheese biscuit with cracked grade A egg and melty American cheese on a fluffy buttermilk biscuit. A small size of perfectly seasoned potatoes or a medium hot coffee to power through the morning. All you gotta do is pick your ideal morning pair.
You really can't lose because you're the one calling the shots. The choice is all yours. Wake up to Wendy's 2 for $3 breakfast just the way you want it. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. No substitutions. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
I think the game of the week this week, number 14 Tennessee hosting 18th ranked Oklahoma. Certainly it feels a bit like a playoff elimination game, maybe in the SEC, but also just for the big picture playoffs, Mark.
That's right, Stone. It's a must-win for both games. They both already have 2 losses and no wins against currently ranked opponents, so the winner will stay in the playoff conversation, and the loser will be eliminated.
There's nothing like our favorite college matchups, especially when you make them even more epic, courtesy of FanDuel. Right now, all customers on FanDuel can score a 50% profit boost for this week's big match on campus between Oklahoma and Tennessee under the lights in Knoxville.
You can place a bet on the game, apply your profit boost, and enjoy boosted winnings when your bet hits. You get paid instantly when you win. Use your boost on bets like spreads, over-unders, team props, and so much more.
So don't wait. Secure your chance to score a 50% profit boost for this week's big match on campus between Oklahoma and Tennessee. Just visit FanDuel.com/triple option. That's FanDuel.com/triple option. You know that feeling when your team wins? Yeah, it's electric. You're pacing the room. You're firing up your group chat with text. You're yelling like you called the game-winning play yourself. Now imagine the winning energy hits right as your DoorDash order arrives. Perfect timing. Chef kiss. Drinks are cold. Pizza's hot. Wings, fries are perfectly crispy. Now you're not just a fan. You're a winner. Yeah, you are winning all day long with that type of order. DoorDash turns every good college football game day into a great one, to an elite one, with game day favorites delivered right to your door, right when you need them most. So go ahead, ride that high, celebrate the W. Just try not to spike the remote out of excitement when that food shows up. Your team wins, you win. DoorDash delivers the W in food form. All right, welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Rob, Mark Ingram, Urban Meyer, now joined by the head coach of the 4th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, Kalen DeBoer. Oh, Mark, look at the smile on Mark Ingram.
You know
he
what's
has
going
been
on.
so happy, Coach, that you're joining us again on the Triple Option.
You know I got you know I'm turned up, man, to have Coach DeBoer on the show with us, man. My man out there
I got your
balling.
text the other day. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man.
What was
you know.
on the text, Coach? What did he text you?
That's between us.
Hey, basically, I'm proud to be donning the script A in the black hoodie. That's all y'all need to know. And we gonna keep
Coach-
balling.
Coach, great. I appreciate you joining us. And when I saw your name come in and we discussed this, And the comment I think from Alabama was, "Well, we got to win this damn game, and then we'll see on Monday if it's a W, we're in." I was like, "Boys, I get that. If it's anything other than W, heck no, I'm not going on that thing." So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's good to be here with you. Good to see you guys.
Yep. Coach, man, I just want to start, man. Before the game, man, I heard South Carolina, they honored the 2010 team that had beat me when we were #1 and we went there. I don't know who, honors losers who didn't win the SEC championship or national championship, but I appreciate y'all for, getting that revenge for my 2010 team, all right? But that's a tough environment to play, man. The guys fought, they stayed, battled, ended the game, go down, get a tie, touchdown, tie the 2-point conversion, and then you have two of the, pillars of this program. Two of your captains make a huge momentum-changing play, put us in position to win. Man, what is that fight about that game, that resilience about that game say about this team?
Yeah, it's been a buildup. I think the experiences we've been through, and some of it's even the losses that we went through last year, the week 1 loss. I think just a lot of it has been buildup and the things we've learned. When you got high character people like I feel we have in our program, whether it's your coaching staff or your players, and they care. Those things you can flip it and, learn from it and grow, become better. I think, Coach Peterson, Chris Peterson once told me, back at Washington, he told me, it's what is this going to do for me or versus what is this doing to me? And how is this going to help me? I think is really what you're looking at and the growth you can get from the adversity that you went through. And I told the guys, we're all going to be better because of what we're going to go through. And that was after week 1. And it's really hard when you're in that moment, but all this experiences I think have led to where week after week, we find ways to win different offense, defense, special teams, come from behind, have a lead, it closes in on you. And then you got to, do it at home, do it on the road. And so I'm just really proud of the guys and the resiliency they've had. And they've got that done by just keeping it as simple as possible. And that's focused on what they can control. All the cliches that go along with that, we are living it. And I'm really proud of them.
I coached at Ohio State, Notre Dame as an assistant, and then Utah was a Bowling Green, Utah. And then I got educated on football in the South. And you have ranked wins over Georgia, Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Tennessee. And it it just would eat me alive on Sundays after you have a big win. Other than your victory meal and maybe enjoy half a night's sleep, then you flip on the film of the next team coming. The SEC is the deepest conference in college football. How are you able to keep your teams locked in for that kind of schedule and what's coming down the road?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Coach. It's, I think after these wins that we've had, understanding what's ahead, I can really say that we enjoyed it for a moment in the locker room, but I think a lot of times we probably just were more about like, okay, the next one. And I really think the Missouri game was one of them in particular. We won that game on the road. Thought it was a huge win for us, but we got in the locker room and we knew that there were some things that we could have done better. And we knew what was up next. And we knew that we were in this stretch. And our guys, it wasn't this massive excitement. We had more excitement this last week than we did in that game. But, it's just, again, it's every week. It is a deep conference physically and mentally. You just got to bring your best. Our guys emotionally, I think, have done a good job of bringing enough passion, enough emotion, and it being real and genuine because they're doing it for the other guys. It's not about them individually. And that's what our team makeup is. And I think why we're getting through this stretch.
Coach, I look at you in this quarter zip, and I got to be honest, I don't even know who you are, right? I want that hoodie. So, Coach Bear Bryant, made the houndstooth famous, but people are breaking down your wardrobe and what the record is. So with that black long sleeve hoodie, by the way, I'm a medium and I'll wear the hell out of it. Black long sleeve hoodie, you're 7-0 this year, 14-2 overall. I can't believe I'm asking you this, but there has to be some thought process to what you're wearing on game day. And one of those outfits seems to be winning for you.
There wasn't until till there was. It used to be just what you did, what I wore for years. And it goes all the way back to Sioux Falls days where you didn't have multiple colors because there wasn't a budget for that. You got into a cold environment and you put on the black hoodie and it worked on the road and home because you wanted something that contrasted what the guys were wearing on the football field. And you could be stood out as a head coach or even assistants. And I don't know, it's just become this thing, but hey, we're going to ride the momentum and we're going to roll with it.
The black is clean. I had to put it on in honor for Coach. You feel
It's a
me?
good
But
look.
I got the sleeveless ones though. You know what I mean?
To that point, we've kind of been talking about it today. Like the culture in the South is different, right? Urban just talked about it. You know, the expectations and what SEC football is. And again, you're not a Southern guy, if you will, and you're not even 2 years into it. Have you had that moment yet? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, where you find yourself, I'm comfortable as the Alabama head coach. I'm comfortable as the face of what this institution is and what football means for this state and for this school.
I'm not gonna let myself get comfortable. I think that's the way you got to just keep attacking it, and that's the way it's always been. It's been the pressure you put on yourself. Is always that I've put on myself has always been so great and so high. I love living here though. My family loves it, and it's fun. When what you're really passionate about is a priority and really important to the university, the people, your alumni, and getting the text from Mark and other guys, that they're proud. That means the world to me, because that's what I do this for. It's for those that came before, trying to make this place better for those that do come after you at some point down the road. So the experiences we're giving these guys, in the meantime, and the life lessons they're learning, it's what leads to the winning, because they're learning the process of work. They're learning time management. They're learning response to adversity and, focus on what you can control. And so, we're just in it right now. I'm not going to, I'm going to keep it simple on the things that have got me to this point, and continue to build on how I can do things better, how I can help our staff do things better, and of course our team as well.
Coach, I want to ask you about your quarterback, and I made this comment on Big Noon. I don't see a player out there that means more to his team than your guy, Ty Simpson. And I want to get kind of upset because it's our job to fight for our players, and you see what Ty Simpson has done against that schedule. And I repeat, that schedule. I see other players that, and it's all due respect because everybody's having fine years, but when they play nothing, and then you see them invited to New York. I know that's not a concern of yours, but you got to fight for your players. I think Ty Simpson is one of the best players, if not the best player in America right now. You don't see him sometimes get the publicity that he deserves. I look at that schedule. I look what you guys have done. Do you fight for him at some point to say, hey, wait a minute, I know I always felt uncomfortable about that, but at some point you have to fight for your guy. And this guy, as a coach, has done this forever. I don't know if there's a better player in the country right now than Ty Simpson.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I feel the same way, that he's so much to us, but what he's doing, and again, there's great players across the country doing things for their teams as well. But Ty is, man, he's doing it all, from the work on the football field, which I know what matters a lot in the decision of that. It comes to best player in the country, Heisman, all that kind of stuff. But he's making the throws at critical times, leading you on game-winning drives on the road. He's responding. When the other team scores, he's finding a way to come back with the offense and do it. And then he's also just a genuine leader, and that genuine part is the part I'm emphasizing, because there's leaders that are out there, but they're always great leaders. There's ones that have an influence that just isn't what you want your culture to be built on, and he's just really stepped up, and what he says he means, and it comes from his heart, and our guys know that. And how can you not root for a guy who had opportunities over the years to go elsewhere and do it, and he stuck it out here because he believes in this place, he wants to do it here, and he's got such tight relationships, and to see it happening and evolving, man, I hope the whole country sees it. And when kids are trying to make a decision to go somewhere or stay, they really think about, and especially here, what can happen if you just stay the course.
That week one loss in Tallahassee, I'm not trying to bring up bad things, but I know that's going to serve and has served as a catalyst for you and your program going forward. After that defeat, has there been a moment, whether it was week 2, 4, 5, 8, whatever it was, where you said, "Oh, I think we're back. Like we're back to Bama. We're in a good place right now." I know you're not going to be content, but what was that one moment after the course of that loss played itself out where you said, "Oh, we're going to be all right this season"?
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, until it's all said and done, I'm not going to let our guys think that we're back. I want us to have that edge that we had starting with that game or after that game, and that's to me has been, you got to find those different motivating factors, and it's got to be internal. It's got to be, I think, doing it for other people that really, not letting down your teammates in particular. They're counting on you. What are those motivating factors? And one of them that, you just add to the list is everyone doubting you, the world being against you, I know a lot of programs probably say it, but we certainly, know that everyone wants to take down Bama. And, we use that as our edge, and, when people then start doubting whether you can do it, I feel like we got a group that's got enough confidence and that I can be real enough with them to where when I just tell them, hey, this is what we're up against, this is the team we're playing, or this is what people are saying, we don't want to be thinking about the noise unless it can help benefit us, and use it as motivating factors to take us to the next level. And I think our guys have done an awesome job of that. I get to walk by a TV every day, going down to the team meeting rooms, and constantly there's something on that TV that's popping up, like this person is saying this about this game that Bama's playing in. Man, I'm screenshotting that thing and taking it down there and ammo. And our guys don't lose confidence in that because they have enough belief in what we're doing. It's just an extra level of motivation that we use it for.
I'm curious
Coach,
your
go ahead,
take as a high-ranking member of the coaching fraternity. We've seen 3 major footballing schools fire their head coaches, 2 in the SEC, and then, of course, 1 just the other day. As you look at what the coaching world is from an outside, what were your initial reactions to those big firings and to maybe the state of what college football head coaching is now in these big markets, these big places where it really matters?
Yeah, I mean, I've got so much respect for these coaches and what they're going through and what they do. And, you're talking about careers that have, I mean, decades, of success, head coaches. And obviously they're probably started out as coordinators, a lot of them at some point, and did a great job. And so, I know they're pouring everything into it, and it's the college football world has certainly changed, and you're trying to evolve and change with it. I feel bad for the players that are in those programs that have to go through it in the middle of their season. This time comes and goes for them just like that. And, some of them might be in there last year. Some of them just got there and now the world's flipped upside down because what they were preparing for and what they came for and who they wanted to play for has changed. So, I feel bad for those guys too. And for the most part, I'm just focused on what I can do to make sure that, we're learning and growing and continue to move forward in our program, whether it's myself, our coaching staff, or our team.
Coach, man, before we leave, man, I want you to take me in that locker room. That's one thing I miss the most is the locker room after those tough wins, being with the guys, being with the coaches. Take me in that locker room, man. You guys just fought back, fought hard. Tim Keenan, Deontay Lawson, the 2 captains of the team, they make a huge play. Obviously, the offense execute to go score a touchdown to win the game. But just take me in that locker room, man. What are the guys saying? What are you guys celebrating? I know you guys singing a fight song, but just help me reminisce and get some of that old feels back, man. Take me in the locker room.
Couple things. You brought up Tim Keenan. I'm going to say this, like sometimes you will things to happen by how you just like think. And at halftime, he was on another level. And Tim's got that, he's got some preacher in him, man. He's got a twist and he's got a way of, guys respond to him. And he keeps adding on to his weeks of practice. He's getting healthier and healthier. And his last week was phenomenal. And that carried over to another level of passion. And he brought it out. I kept mine short because how was I going to top that? A couple pointers and we hit the field for the second half. But after the game. There was as much energy there because that was one we had to fight. It was one where, man, like that was a character win. And again, there's so many things you're gonna look at, like how we left a lot of meat on the bone here and there, and thank goodness we got away with a win. But we understood that it was gonna be a tough environment, and so I think what you find is teams that are in the fight till the very end. They didn't overlook who they were playing. We didn't do that with South Carolina 1 second. We went in, really feeling like this is going to be a battle, 4-quarter battle. All these games in the SEC, they come down to a one score a lot of time, and we knew it would be that. And so, yeah, it was emotional. It was a lot of energy in the locker room, as much as I've seen here, as maybe going back to Georgia. And so that was exciting. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I appreciate you taking me inside, Coach.
Enjoy that bye week, brother. I know what that's like because the opposite's awful. Enjoy that bye week.
That's right. And so, yeah, we're going to enjoy it. Coaches are working hard, and a lot of recruiting happening right now too, as always, but, going to get ready here to hit this final stretch, the last 4.
Yes, sir. Keep doing your thing, Coach.
And then LSU, Kalen DeBoer, head coach of 4th-ranked Alabama. Thanks so much for joining us on your precious time off, man. We really do appreciate it, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Let's go.
Roll Tide.
I need a little more energy on that Roll Tide.
I don't give a piss about none but the Tide.
There we go. Now we're talking Alabama. When we return, we're going to talk about the top 3 teams in the country, and I guarantee you somebody has Bama inside their top 3. That's coming up next on the Triple Option.
Light it.
Support for the Triple Option comes from Google. Being a college football fan these days means you're part analyst, part GM, and part rules expert. The game is just so much more complex than it used to be, Coach.
1 minute you're trying to decode the X's and O's, the next you're debating the transfer portal. This is what college football fandom is all about, and AI mode in Google search is perfect for it. It's built to handle all those nuanced, complicated questions that go way beyond a simple stat.
You can ask it to do a deep dive on strategy, like break down how the spread offense compares to the pro-style offense based on philosophy and pace. Or then you could pivot to more off-the-field elements and ask, what are the main reasons why there are more college football player transfers in recent years? You can even get real-time analysis, like asking, how have this year's college football rule changes impacted the season so far?
AI mode pulls all that info together for you. So whether you're wondering about a complex scheme, a new rule, or why your favorite team's roster looks so different every year, you can just ask Google. Welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Rob, Mark, Urban back here with you. Time now for 3 and Out. Here we are, guys. Just about a week away from the first college football playoff rankings coming out. So we're going to give our audience our top 3 teams in the country right now. Mark, you're up first. Again, Ohio State is number 1 in the AP poll. Are they number 1 in the Mark Ingram poll?
Yeah, I got Ohio State. They're number 1 in my poll. They're the defending national champs, and they've just been dominant. Julian Sand is playing really, really well. He's getting better and better. You got those duos on the outside. You got a defense who looks better than they were a year ago. I got to stay with Ohio State at number 1 until you beat the champ. You remain where you are. Then number 2, I'm going to go Indiana. I'm going to go Indiana because of the road victory that they had in Oregon. That was extremely impressive. They've throttled everybody else who they've played. They don't have much else on the schedule. We don't think they'll be tested till they play Ohio State. We will see if they can get over the hump and beat those teams, those top upper echelon teams when it matters in a Big Ten championship or a playoff. So I'm gonna go the 2 Big Ten teams, Ohio State, then I'm gonna go Indiana. Then the third team, I mean, you can go A&M. They're undefeated. Marcel Reed's playing great, but you know who I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Alabama Crimson Tide at the number 3. Why? Georgia. They're the 5th team in the AP. They have 1 loss. Guess 2? Bama. Vandy. They're the number 9 team in the AP. They have 1 loss. Guess to who? Bama. So A&M, they've had impressive wins over Notre Dame, LSU. doesn't look as good of a win as it once did. So I'm going to go Ohio State 1, Indiana 2. I'm going Bama 3 because I feel like they have the best resume in college football right now. So that's my 3 and out. That's my top 3. Your Deuce top 3. You know I got to put the Crimson Tide in there. You know why? Because I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. And that's on me, and that's on we. Yes,
Starting
sir.
to feel like this podcast this week was produced by Mark Ingram, Coach. Are you feeling that? It's so heavy on the Alabama. Heavy on the Bama. All right, Coach, your top 3
Watch
teams
out,
in the
Turlock.
nation right now.
I'm on your ass.
I kind of like
Producer.
Mark.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought that was well done, Deuce, that the Buckeyes are number 1. I think their best win is at Washington. You know, I think going across the country, containing that quarterback like they did. Texas is a shell of themselves. We're finding out. Illinois is a good, solid team, but to go on the road and win at Washington, that's why, not for those 2 wins, but that win over Washington. Indiana, they have the best win of the season on the road at Autzen Stadium, so they're number 2. But I'm gonna, 3 and 4, it doesn't matter at this point. I love what Mark said, but I'm gonna go with A&M. And I still can't get over that loss to Florida State, or I would have Bama up there ahead of them. A&M, I watched those guys this week. I went and made sure I watched this quarterback, the wins at Notre Dame and LSU. I just love the way they're playing. I love the way they're coached. Mike Elko, I don't know much. I know he's well respected, but you talk about a hot coach, man, and a guy that handles himself the right way. When I really loved him, I was watching a game, and he showed a lot of passion on the sideline, which you don't see sometimes from coaches nowadays. I think he broke like a chair or something, and just at some point, Mark, you know this, don't you want your coaches to dive in the middle of it with you? You know, to be, to stand there like a statue on the sideline. I'm not a big fan of that.
Get your hands dirty.
Do that.
Get in there.
Yeah, go get with your guys, man. Go get face to face with them, and you're in it with them. And I got a lot of respect for Mike Elko and that A&M team right now.
Man, I wonder if some of these big job openings are going to come knocking on Elko's door.
Sure,
right?
but he's at a big job.
That's my point. He's at a great place.
That's not happening.
With so much support too, like A&M, they got the money, they got the resources.
I understand that. I'm not knocking that at all. I'm just saying if you're
you got to shoot your shot.
That's my point. If you're at Florida, if you're at LSU, you're at Penn State, you're looking at the top head coaches out there. Kalen DeBoer is one of them, right? Lane Kiffin's one of them. Mike Elko from Duke to Texas A&M. People are going to come after him. There's going to be money thrown at him. He's already seen plenty of money. Yeah, I think the Elko's thing will be fascinating. All right, my top 3, I agree with you. All 3 of us go with Ohio State number 1. I will say their schedule, and you can only play the teams that are on your schedule. It's just, that win over Texas in week 1 looked amazing and big, but we've seen what Texas really kind of is through the course of the season. They got that win at Illinois, right? And I agree with you, Coach. The win at Washington was a big one. I don't think Washington as a program is getting enough credit. Had they won at Michigan, people certainly would have been talking about Washington more. But Ohio State's number 1. To be the man, you got to beat the man. They're still the man. Number 2, I go Texas A&M. 8-0, those ranked wins over Notre Dame and an LSU team, which is no longer ranked. But I like what A&M is doing. Just kind of, they're just kind of like marching through what the SEC schedule is right now. No hiccups, no stumbles. No real
Their
concerns
schedule has
about
been
them.
kind of mild compared to Alabama's, but they are balling though.
Which takes me to my number 3 team. It is Alabama. They're 7-1. If you can put your I'm going to put my Bama blinders on, and I'm going to forget week 1 existed. Right? I'm going to forget that loss at Tallahassee even happened. Okay, which is not fair, and you can't do that. But I get it. But if I'm able to move on from week 1 loss in Tallahassee and say, wait a second, this program has ranked wins over Georgia, Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Tennessee. You're going to say, well, that's probably the best team in the land. I think you can make a great case that Alabama's number 2, maybe even number 1, with the quality of wins that they've had already.
Off resume. Number 1 off resume for sure.
Off resume. That's my point. I love where they're going. They're headed in the right direction. Again, I think Oregon should be getting more consideration. That loss to a really good Indiana team.
Oregon, and they beat the brakes off of Illinois.
Agreed.
Yep.
However, Coach, are you taking Ohio State or are you taking Indiana neutral site inside the dome in Indianapolis Big Ten championship game? I'm going Ohio State all day. I love Indiana. I enjoy their story. That win over Oregon proved a ton to me. There's still
I need you to
something
do it
missing.
again. I need you to do it again. I need you to do it again.
And do they have those game breaker type guys? I don't, and maybe they don't need them because they're so damn well coached and they don't put themselves in those situations.
Listen, man, we got 4 more weeks and championship weekend. This thing's gonna come down to the wire.
100%. We're not talking Georgia with ranked wins over Tennessee and Ole Miss.
Georgia
we're not
Tech
talking
undefeated.
Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss a ton
Yes.
right now. How about Georgia Tech? I know their schedule isn't great, but they're unbeaten as well. So
BYU unbeaten.
BYU unbeaten. Texas Tech, we think a lot of them as well. So let us know your top 3 in the comments section. We'll talk about it next week on the Triple Option. Time now for 2-Minute Drill. It is brought to you by FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/triple option to download the app and take advantage of a 50% profit boost today. Only 3 ranked games this week. I've got the first one, guys. Number 18, Oklahoma on the road at 14th ranked Tennessee. The Vols favored by 3.5, the over-under 56.5. We'll start with Oklahoma. They fell 5 spots after falling at home to Ole Miss. Remember, their defense, so dominant. They're still really elite level type defense. Had such a knack for getting in the opposition's backfield. But Ole Miss, man, lit them up for a season-high 34 points and 531 yards. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot that defense gave up, particularly in Norman. The concerns for John Mateer continue after coming back from that right hand injury. I did some number crunching, guys. John Mateer, remember, about a month ago, he was at the top of most people's Heisman list. In his 3 games back, 2 losses, a 59% completion rate. Those are the 2 real big concerning numbers for me. 2 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. All 3 of those picks, though, were in the first game back against Texas in that loss. He's taken 9 sacks as well. His legs, a big part of his game. He's only run for 36 yards in the last 3 games. And again, this is part of just that brutal gauntlet of ranked opponents for Boomer Sooner right now. And, there was heat under Brent Venables' chair to start the season. It had cooled down. If things spin away right now, it's going to start getting a little bit louder. So he's got a great opportunity to kind of quiet those naysayers this Saturday, right? But the problem is you're going to Tennessee. They dropped 56 in Lexington. 7 different players scored touchdowns. 7 different dudes had touchdowns. Joey Aguilar, maybe his best game yet at Tennessee. 20 of 26. Season high 396 and 3 touchdowns. Mark, you're going to love this quote. Post-game, he goes, "I was just out there dishing the wealth." I'm just out there dishing the wealth.
Yes, sir.
Pretty good
I like
one.
that one.
He
That's
has
a
3
good one.
receivers with at least 100 yards receiving. He leads the SEC. He is the SEC passing leader, guys, with over 2,300 yards. Another thing to keep in mind, both of you guys know this, Tennessee, their first home night game of the season. Place gonna be bumping. Yeah.
Be jumping.
And it kind of feels like 2 teams going in opposite directions right now. So I'm taking the under, but I like the Vols to cover. All right. First time this season, the Big 12 has 5 ranked teams and 2 of them set to meet coach in Salt Lake City. Your 17th ranked Bearcats taking on number 24 Utah. Oh, man, this is like the Urban Meyer Bowl here.
The Bearcats traveling to Mile High, Salt Lake City or something like that, because I know there's an altitude issue for the Cats. They're having a great year. I'm so happy to see that. But I'll tell you what, Utah, what do you call you? Shoved what, Mark? What did they do? They
Push
shoved
it.
They pushed it in against CU. 43 zip at halftime against Deion Sanders. Buffalo's 398 yards in the first half to -18. I think Utah's on a roll. I know that's a tough trip for Cincinnati to get out there. And I also, Kyle Whittingham is my guy. Once you get momentum, that guy and that team in Salt Lake City, I know it's 7.5. I just think it's going to be a 14.2 score, 2-3 score win for the Utes.
Okay. Huge.
All right. Remember, Cincinnati tied atop the Big 12 with unbeaten BYU. All right. So Utah, they're going to cover it. They're favored by 7.5. Mark, number 9 Vandy at 20th ranked Texas. Commodores up 1 spot this week to number 9. Guys, that is their highest ranking in 88 years. Congratulations to all the great stuff that's happening in Nashville right now. But it's Texas, Mark, at home, favored by 2.5. The over-under set at 45.5.
See, this is going to be a good one, man. We're going to learn a lot about Vandy. Last year, they had Texas in Nashville. They lost 27-24. But listen, it's a new year. It's a new season. They beat LSU. They beat Missouri. So 2 ranked opponents in the last 2 weeks. But this offense, man, it's very irritable to me. Like, it's hard to defend, bro. It's hard to defend. You got Diego Pavia running the ball. He can hurt you with his arms, his legs. He kind of struggled last week throwing the football. Only 129 yards and 1 interception. But his legs, it's always an asset for this team. And then defensively, they've been allowing – you can get off on the defense, especially in the secondary. So I'm kind of leaning Texas in this one. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Arch Manning and his health. Will he be healthy? He went out with a concussion in overtime. Matthew Caldwell came in through the game-winning touchdown in relief of Arch Manning. So we'll see. I'm leaning. You had Wingo come back. He had a huge game last week. You have Travion Wisner. He's back healthy. So I think this team is getting a little bit more healthy. They have to kind of protect Arch. He's been sacked a lot this year. But the difference to me in this game is the Texas defense. This defense is really good. They have the number 1 rush defense in the SEC. So you're going against a team who likes to run the ball, Diego Pavia. They have the number 1 rush defense in the SEC. They've held 6 of their 8 opponents to under 15 points. And they've had 17 sacks in the last 3 games. So going to Austin, when did Vandy lose their game this season? On the road. They're going on the road again to Texas. So I think this defense, it all depends on the health of Arch Manning.
Yeah, I agree.
If Arch is healthy, he's been
Although
playing
the backup came in and threw a dime.
He did.
And Arch has been struggling all season, but that might have been his best game.
He did.
Until the concussion.
He did. He did have his best game, man. He's had 13 touchdowns and 2 interceptions at home this year. So he's playing a lot better at home with the defense, with that crowd noise. Vandy lost on the road to Bama. I think they're going to lose on the road to Texas if Arch is healthy.
You know what's crazy about this, Mark?
I'm taking the points. I'm laying the points. 2.5 points. I'm laying the points.
If you go back 2 years ago, right, and you're going to say, hey, we're going to have a conversation about Vanderbilt at Texas, and whoo, Lord, it's tight. I don't know. You're like, wait, what did you just say? Vanderbilt's at Texas, and you're not. You have to put some thought into this one.
Listen, I bet on Texas in week 1, and they pissed down my leg. So don't do it again
not
to
where
me, Texas.
I was going. I was giving flowers to Vanderbilt.
I'm just saying what I did.
I know.
They pissed down their leg when I bet on them one time. Don't do it to me again.
All right.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm still going with Texas. I'm laying the points.
All right, Longhorns, look out.
You can call me a Vanderbilt hellier. I don't like them.
Because they're in the SEC. Because all you care about is Alabama. You don't give nothing about nobody.
The Tide, and they didn't took down the goalpost a year ago. They're doing all this other talk still after we just whooped on you. I don't care. Texas, make me look good.
I love you, man. Follow, subscribe, rate us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is you get your podcast, as well as across social media. 3X Option Show. Please leave those questions. Please leave those comments. Reminder, we're going live this Thursday, the 30th. We're at Urban Meyer's Pine House in Dublin, Ohio. Live show at 7 Eastern. Again, come dressed as Coach Meyer, Coach Day, Coach Franklin, or Connor Stallions for a chance to win prizes. That show will be live up on YouTube as well. And also, Alabama fans, Mark, tell your friends in Tuscaloosa that if they are in the area on Friday, November 7th, make sure to stop by the Tailgate Tour at 2 Dimes, starting at 4 p.m. Central. You can experience the ultimate all-inclusive tailgate experience ahead of the LSU-Alabama game. Free to guest. There'll be live music, top-tier tailgate food, as well as a live show of The Dynasty, hosted by A.J. McCarron, Trent Richardson, and other NFL special guests. Visit tailgatetouralabama.rsvpify.com for more information. Hope to see a lot of folks out there in Dublin. Can't wait for that. Team Big Noon kickoff on the road to Columbus. We got Ohio State and Penn State this Saturday. As always, thanks to our sponsors.
Can we go to the Alabama LSU game?
I'll share some emails of our bosses with you, and you can start heckling them and get them on that. I think there's a chance, man. Thanks as always to our sponsors, Wendy's, FanDuel, Google, and DoorDash. Enjoy the football. We will see you next week on the Triple Option presented by Wendy's.
I hope so.
Light it.